So, moin moin, and welcome to my first Mortal Empires campaign. So, the first ones you will all already have noticed which faction I've chosen, and I've chosen the von Carsteins. So, why did I do that? First of all, I personally think that Vlad von Carstein is the best vampire king or count there ever was, and he should become emperor. And then the reason why I didn't take Vlad von Carstein as my faction leader, or why I didn't start with him, because if we go up here he would still be mentioned as faction leader, so that doesn't change that much. Why I took Isabella von Carstein is that we get the beloved in death, but in a different way. So when you take Vlad as starting legendary lord, you will get vanguard deployment for Vlad's army and Vlad's army only. So that isn't so powerful, because what you lose is the additional 3 hero capacity for vampires and the additional 25% weapon damage for embedded vampire heroes. So you will try to get a big court. You'll already start with 2 vampiresses. And when you look at the building browser, we can build it here, but in Castle Drakenhof we can build a special build. What I will try to do is to crush and subjugate confederate Manfred, so that we also get Manfred, but we at the same time deny him of any form of advantages. So first of all we have to put oh no. So for me, everything fastest please. Allies, everything fastest please. Enemies, armies fast, heroes fastest. I don't get why I have to do that every time. I have to check if you don't have to do that every time, so if there is an option to
I am gone.
So we will take away his the ability to to recruit
Then go.
additional units. We will choose the growth and the other public order and income building. We don't need the growth here, because you start with a shady township. So that's also a bonus, because as Manfred von Carstein, you only start with a tier 1 settlement, so that's quite powerful, because that means that we will declare war on Tempelhof quite early in the game, after the Manfred has done his damage. We will go for the Lamian Book of Blood in order to get the growth as soon as possible, and Blood's power, so that all our provinces grow extremely fast. With the reworks to heroes, we now have replenishment troops with vampires, so that will do us a lot of favors, especially because vampires get the replenishment quite early. Like, we can go for road marches and Undying Hold. Those of you who have seen my Lisbon campaign and my Skaven campaign know that I mostly go for army skills, because I think I get more out of increasing the power of my units than to just do all those campaign things. There's a problem with Isabella. Isabella isn't like, has very few bonuses to skeletons. No, she has no bonuses to skeletons. I haven't played vampires since the release, so
Queen of Darkness.
I have played Isabella von Carstein once, but I don't know if that's maybe the Stragoi skill options down here, because it's a lot of dire wolves. Yeah, although the ghouls, we missed the ghouls.
You dare.
So we will send them out here. We will end our turn. Yeah, why I think that Vlad von Carstein is the best hero is for a very simple reason. In the book, what's it called? I have to look. Vampire Wars? Somewhere around here. Huh. What is it? Maybe I've landed away. Yeah. From there you get like the three most important von Carstein stories. It starts with Vlad, how he gets to meet like Isabella, and how they fall in love, and how Vlad kills her cousin or brother, uncle. He kills her uncle quite simply by throwing him out of the window. Yeah.
What?
So they are
Who wishes the red kiss?
nurgling around a bit.
The dead
So
shall
what
rise.
we would do is like
The dead shall rise.
annoy them a bit.
Bow, mortal. Night
And
comes.
stand here
I will
and
do as
just
you ask.
annoy him because we want to weaken him a bit and don't lose too many units. We can recruit Vlad already. Oh, so where is he going now? So if he conquers that would be awesome. Because this is like, you will have a lot of penalties in this territory, so maybe we could conquer him better. So let's find out if he isn't at war with the dwarves. So what is he doing? AI. So because I don't want to deal with Olaf Tempelhof. Normally he attacks like Tempelhof.
It is
And
night. We will raid the tombs.
wow, failure. My warm-up game.
Expand Sylvania's borders.
They did it always successfully, but I was doing it on Castle Drakenhof. Lux, Black Knights, and Corpse Card. A Corpse Card in the early game isn't that bad. Quite expensive, but put it in the middle of your army for outer resolves. It isn't the best for outer resolves. So we don't get much income because Castle Drakenhof doesn't make that much income. So
Isabella von Carstein.
maybe, just maybe, we should move. We need 25% in order to rate.
Darkness
No.
gathers. As you say, mortal. I know the way.
Oh, it isn't enough. So then we can move the whole. There's no zombie. No. I don't have problems when I miss a zombie.
I'm Vlad von Carstein.
So he will most likely want to get a non-aggression pack. Maybe we'll try for that, like to schemer opportunist, like to try to conquer everything before he does. No, not for now. So my warm-up game, I didn't do that much. I just went for, yeah, I took Templehof. I took like all of Sylvania, but I wasn't successful in in getting Manfred from Carstein. It's a thing, like if you play as the vampires until Isabella was released, you were like able to recruit the most legendary heroes.
Expand Sylvania's borders.
So
Descendant of
yeah, we will just conquer that. We will declare war.
Massacre them!
Take that. Take it. Simply stay here. Yeah.
Countess of Sylvania.
This was something quite powerful, because let's take that. You had like Manfred and Kemmler from the start, then came the Grim the Grave DLC that gave you the Necromancer on the Corpse car, that guy. The Grave one. Don't remember his name. Yeah, and then with the free DLC came Vlad. And the thing is that you can recruit those heroes on the map, as far as I know. That's still possible. Or isn't that? Have they changed that? No, I should have checked that. Because if they did that, if you can't recruit additional legendary lords only as the from Carstein, that would make for Carsteins great, and that's something I would wish. Like, give the other legendary lords unique start locations, like for the dwarves, and make it that if you take over a faction, you don't get the legendary lord. Like, I couldn't go around and like crush, let's say, Kemmler is in Mousillon, and I go to Mousillon and then crush him and confederate him, and then I have Kemmler in addition to already taken, like, let's say, Manfred from Carstein and the Grave sitting around like here in a gaseous place, something like that. So if that wasn't if that option wasn't there, and
Isabella von Carstein.
only as from Carstein you would have 2 legendary heroes, that would be quite fun.
Speak.
Especially because their mechanic is to
Countess of Sylvania.
stay together. Felbats. Felbats are more expensive than
Join me for dinner.
and skeletons, even though I would need skeletons more. I don't make that much income.
Descendant of Batur. Queen of Darkness.
We take away an additional.
Isabella von Carstein.
So
Just
be it.
embed them. Because
I accept.
embedded they are quite powerful. Especially she, because she has poison. Cunning, yeah, he. Ooh. It's the bad bitch. Which one are you? You're the life leeching one, so yeah. And which trait do you have? Determined immune to psychology. That's badass as well. So my plans for this campaign, I don't have any particular plans. Take over the Empire, take over Britannia, so take over the lands of men, like Kislev and all that. Problem will be chaos. It's something that was always the thing with the vampires, that you will get into chaos way quite early, and it's kind of annoying. 202. If we recruit him, it would increase our upkeep cost by 519. So quite severe. We don't want that. So the thing is, Vlad is still the more powerful one to lead your army, because he has the siege attacker one, and Isabella. Oh, okay. The Vampresses, vampire heroes, only embedded in her arm. Meh. Still better than having Vanguard deployment. For my personal taste, Vanguard deployment is quite powerful, but not with the vampires, I think.
Go on.
And still I can get, like, we have to keep in mind that I can get more vampires. So they're consolidating their troops. So it seems like they will attack me. That's what I feared, that if I attack them, they will focus on me because I'm the player, and Manfred will easily run around and take their northern territories. Grateful Paragons. All actions. Okay. Last time I get at that turn, yeah, turn 6, around there, I got like a Cane Wraith.
You're overruled.
Yeah, those are a lot of units, especially
Do not
he is
mistake me for the
recruiting.
fool.
But we already have 20 units. So the only thing that we could do that would be quite risky, like get rid of the zombies in order to get like something else. Should have gone for a Wargos like earlier on. Yeah, we will collect money in order to get Wargo, because they're quite powerful. So that's something that makes it like good to start with Vlad, because Vlad starts with a unit of Blood Knights, and I don't know what he gets beside the Blood Knights, but the point is he gets a unit of Blood Knights. That's extremely powerful compared to 2 units of... What did I get? I think that I get an additional unit of Vargeist, additional unit of Felbats, and additional Crypt Goods. So I start 2 Crypt Goods, 4 units of Felbats. It's quite crazy.
You need me?
Especially because Felbats and the zombies are units I personally like.
I'd wither first.
Queen of Darkness.
Which I
Speak.
just try to avoid quite early on.
No. Test me at your
So we're in a stupid situation because with all those units you will have like
Never.
a giant amount of units, like those together are
Such a thing is impossible.
25 in addition to 7, 8,
Descendant
33
of the
units, 13 units more than I have. A lot of spears. Yeah, those spears are annoying because
Do not
I
mistake me for a fool.
will just wait, because at some point Manfred von Carstein will do something. Oh man. Yeah, Avaland has changed as far as I know. They don't trust the Emperor. Which in a way it's quite oh, they have 3 corpse cards. Are you serious? Yeah. They have a lot more corpse cards. I would do that one. Even though most likely the how to resolve would have ended more in my favor. He has 2 units of Black Knights, so that's annoying. Because I don't have, I only have 2 units. Oh, sorry, quite sleepy. It's quite late. I couldn't start recording this episode as early as I wanted to because we were invited to chill in an authentic Native American tipi and yeah, grill there, eat like fresh food from the fire, like fresh cooked, so not like fresh in the sense of raw, but cooked. It was quite nice, especially for my little daughter. She liked it, sitting by the fire. Oh. But what that means is that I'm sitting in the middle of the night recording that, even though I could have played Mortal Empires from we will definitely. So we'll put our zombies as a defensive wall behind us. So if he attacks, he will attack the zombies first. We would try to capture his reinforcements first. So you do the spears. Yeah, I don't know what to do with you.
The new order.
So his knights are on that flank. Have to try to kill his general ASAP. So If he charged the zombies, that wouldn't be that bad, to be totally honest. And he is doing that? Seems like that. So let's get 1 unit of spears into that one. Since he has no... He has his lord. He will fly through there.
Dance macabre.
So... Strange. Ah, so... Yeah, I remember that. That was quite annoying, to be honest. That... Oh, I didn't get that. Like, for the army, the general, main general, if they have reinforcements, will be considered to be the leader of the whole troop. So that will mean that you don't get that much out of killing the reinforcing general.
Your desire for Isabella.
We don't have that much
Thus,
mana left.
death is coming.
So we want to reinforce our troops. So, oh, they're trying to take on our Vargovs and everything. So we will send our crypts. Crypt guilds over there.
We surpass Nagash. Isabella von Carstein.
So we will try to cause havoc. Zombies. So that will hurt. So nice thing is Isabella von Carstein, even though she has like no bonuses to give to like most of the units, like kind of everything, he has like significant bonuses to Vargeists and everything like that, so that will be annoying. The bunched up fight, yeah, this will... Where are my knights, to be honest? Take them out. Yeah, that's the annoying thing, that yeah, he's killed, so yeah. Those corpse cards, they kept and kept and kept the enemy alive. So corpse card spam, maybe it has a few points to it. Don't think though. So I mean, it kind of does nothing when it comes to damage. So you have so many good monsters that I don't think that the place, like, you would need one is not enough in order to keep all of your army like coming back. Like, you would need two, and in an army of 20 it's like 10% of your army is then corpse cards. So don't know if you get that much value out of that. Didn't have a lot of it isn't called mana, like magic reserves. So we did one life leech, and after that didn't do that much magic. So that could be something that, with the idea of Isabella von Carstein having like powerful embedded vampiresses heroes, that it would do that much, because they are all casters. Yeah, they are considered casters. They can skill melee, but yeah, they're a mixture unit. I don't know if they're quite as good as like Swordmasters of Hoeth. Would have to check that. It would be something nice to check. I don't know if the mod is out that lets you take any unit as a general in order to really compare. So you two are now standing outside. So if I attack now, they'll have the upper hand because they still have their.
Join me for dinner. Queen of Darkness.
So we can take a look now. I mean, we have Dark Pact. So leadership when attacking. I think that every vampire has that now. Not quite sure, but Vlad has it as well. And that's the Ravening Beasts. Gives you 35 additional armor for Vargas. That's quite powerful. Here we get for armor piercing, melee defense, melee attack, and speed for Felbands. I mean, I don't know if that has any use. Release the Hounds makes you dire wolves more powerful. That would have more use for me, even though the vampires don't lack that much in the way of cavalry. So the aura size, Vargulf, so improving Vargulf units, improve the charge of cavalry units, that's a good one. And again, Vargeist and Terrorgeist, so that for me meant that I would go for the Ravening Beasts and for Dark Pact in order to level up. For now we will go with yeah, let's do that. We are
Isabella
heroes.
von Carstein.
So yeah, they can upgrade aura size, mortal will, like weapon strength, all of that stuff. Missile resistance, hunger. Maybe that isn't that bad. We'll go for that because felt like it's careful. I have to check if the penumbral pendulum, because I think that's quite a powerful thing. While casting movement speed, so
Descendant
it isn't
of
like
Bathory.
bad, but we could get. Yeah, wait, we don't have that. So that would cost us something, but those ones are quite useful. I think that I will get rid of zombies
Isabella.
and take the 2 ghouls. And we're making minus. Let's just check something out. We could take a spear unit instead of Felbat.
Countess of Sylvania.
Push us further into the minus. I think that will make us quite powerful against his army. He has a lot of Felbats, but who cares? We have like the Königstein Stalkers with the 10th in German. We have our Var guys that I haven't improved now. Like, yeah, the armor one is powerful. That would mean that in Isabella's army they would have like 45 armor. Isn't that bad? So, but I would have liked to see at least some other units get improvement, like all beasts. So we will out-resolve that one. Yep.
Go on.
So, waste that. We'll take it for now because it's more than double the amount of armor our Wargulf had earlier.
His lady.
And then we will
Shed their blood.
siege
Massacre them.
Castle Temple of Down in order to get a full province. We can upgrade the settlement. That's good, let's do that. And our turn. So, Mortal Empires campaign. Yeah, I'm quite happy that we have it now. I'm still waiting for like the update to the old factions. I've mentioned that in a few comments on videos from Creative Assembly themselves. Like, I personally, I'm not the type that likes to wait, so I'm like I'm cautious. How do you? I don't like to wait, and
Bring them death.
so, but what I want to say is, I would have liked to have like those additional riots and maybe a few new mechanics. Like I would like an improved race death.
Bow.
So do something with that. Like now it's your skill and you have to do with mana, but maybe at least copy the one of the Skaven, like make it able for the vampires like to like, raise a lot of zombies the whole time, like make it more often than the Skaven. But with the Skaven it's clan raids, so I would say that clan raids are closer to skeleton warriors than they are to zombies, because zombies have like nothing. They are like, I think yeah, they have a lot more leadership than slaves, and most likely more HP, but other than that, they're not that good of a unit. Although, yeah, no. For now, they're still quite powerful. So that you can, like, in a battle, like, raise a lot of units, or make it, like, give them, like, a food mechanic. Like, the Skaven have their food mechanic, and make those undeads you have in your region be like an amount you have to keep in check. Like, you will need a certain amount of population. There's the point where we can return to the reason why I think that Vlad is the best vampire cat. Because all of that corruption and that stuff, it's like mostly, it's quite accelerated by Creative Assembly. So yeah, Sylvania becomes quite a weird place, and the forests become quite dangerous because in there lurk like wolves and all of that shit, but that has mostly to do with the vampires because they attract like bad voodoo, not bad, dark magic. And okay, but what it says is that Vlad has strict rule over Sylvania. You have to keep in mind that Sylvania is quite a big province in the empire. As you see here, they made two provinces out of that. It wasn't like the richest province, but it was a good province. And that didn't turn it to shit like what it is now. Vlad was kind of for the people, so he wasn't like, oh no, you have to find a way to get rid of drinking blood. It wasn't like that, but the vampires call the humans many times cattle, so they compare them to the cattle of men. And that's something that I think even started with Vlad, that he did it, I don't know. But in the books he already speaks as them, like cattle. Not in a bad way, like in the way we talk about cattle, but he was like the one who likes organic cattle. So he would try to treat them with a certain amount of fairness. So he will have his judges, everything would be fine, and Vlad himself wouldn't like turn everyone into a vampire and try to start a big vampire army. This was Conrad from Carstein, who was like diluting the bloodline. And I'm not quite sure what I want to take. Then I will take the, yeah, even though it makes it more expensive. That was Conrad, who was like diluting that, and then came Manfred.
It is night.
And no, I think Conrad was already dead when Manfred came back in an epic fashion, like down the Reich. Was it the Reich? Down the river in a boat, and he has like forced the sailors to take him home. And when he reached, like, is it even Waldenhof? Like, he reached a little port city in Sylvania, and then he burned the whole ship with his dark magic. So quite awesome stuff, to be honest. And yeah, so those two, like Conrad and Manfred, they saw the humans in a bad way as cattle, so they really wanted to dominate them, be on, like, they were really crazy. So Manfred not as much as Conrad, but Conrad went totally ludicrous when it came to humans. He was like always drinking blood. There were no rules, like trying to stay undercover. That's what Vlad von Carstein did. So Vlad, Conrad, and Manfred show like those three. So one of the ideas we have of vampires, not like the other ones are like the Necron Brotherhood, who are like those Nosferatu types, and then the Strigoi Empire, that are those Blade versions of vampires. I don't know. For me, they are like crazy vampires, and it's important to know because yeah, Vlad didn't want to crush them all and be like crazy about
I'll
that.
take Sigmar's throne.
He wanted to take the whole of the empire and rule as the internal emperor, because he was like already extremely old. Don't exactly know where he comes from, and he wanted to take over the whole empire because it's like the biggest empire of man. It's quite good defended because of the mountains, and maybe he would have conquered like Bretonnia, Nestalia, Atilea, and maybe even the borderlands, but after that he would have ruled over that with a simple solution. He wouldn't call the humans in big numbers to war like the Empire does, calling all of those militia units to war in order to... I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's recruiting units over there. Yeah, he even had like human units.
I do not bandy words with the weak. Leave.
A non-aggression pack. I mean, you're at war with the orcs. I mean, yeah. Dude, I'm talking about Vlad being not the crazy vampire guy, and then I don't want to take a useful non-aggression tag with Sufbar. That's a check. So, now, check out. So there are the vampire cats. No, they're still only at war with Sufbar, so what the hell are you doing? If he conquers that, I will have a problem because I want to conquer that. That's quite weird what he's doing.
Descendant of Bathory.
I'm gonna sit here for now and collect income. If I leave that, I don't have to leave. We have the dire pack. Has the bonus large, and we want to get a Vargulf. We wanted to crush infantry faster, so I will just finish one additional turn. So is he raising the dead? Came out of march stance. Did he do? What are they all doing? So I have to check on Avalon.
Bow.
Oh. Feasting on the small folk. A vampire within your dominion is needlessly feasting on the peasantry. They die in horror in their hamlets, leaving their pathetic farms unattended. Mortals became so fatalistic, then we risk an uprising. The terror must be balanced. Yeah, that's something that Vlad would do. Manfred, a little bit, but he would give a shit about the peasantry. Conrad, yeah. Do that. Take their lands. Leave her be. Small folk. A vampire. She has proven an unworthy landlord. Take her lands and give them to another sir. And small folk are there to be culled, snagged upon. It is our right. If the mortals dare to rebel, then let us deal with it. Then. That would be Conrad. This is Vlad von Carstein. And even Manfred would most likely don't care, as long as the Lord has everything under control. What's there to care about? I mean, everything's cool, everything's fresh. We could go for corruption. What I want to do, reduced arm, yeah, melee attack and melee defense. If we find like an especially hard enemy like the Vargo Manfred, that would be annoying. We won't attack that, we won't attack that. We will check diplomacy.
Onward.
So Karakadran, Karakiran, both own like one territory. They own 3, so the whole province, but are quite.
What?
So Stirland is at war with Avalon and totally wrecked. Avalon is in war with the Borderlands as well as Stirland. So what we are gonna do is move our army to Castle Templar and take our Vampresses.
Countess of Sylvania.
Here, in order to find out what Avalon is doing, where their armies are, how strong they actually are, and by that, with this information, we will try to the 10th, this zombie unit is quite good, isn't it? Close to 10,000 health. Meat shield. It's twice expensive for even more leadership. 10 more leadership, so that can be quite useful. Still think that I will get rid of them in order to get die pack, because they are useful. And then we want to get rid of, let's say, 1 unit of swordsmen, and I forgot that we'll need the money to recruit a Vargo as well. That will take a few turns.
Descendant of Bathory.
Now well, so in the turn, faction encountered dwarves. So far has been confederated. Vampire counts are at war with Karakadrin and Ostermark Pustermark and Talabekland are at war with each other, and the Red Eye are at war with the dwarves. So yes, there are a lot of YouTubers playing as the dwarves. Like some are playing as Angrim. No one is playing as Angrim as far as I know, but like Torgrim and no, I have seen a Belaga.
Countess of Sylvania.
So
Yes, my sire.
what I want to say that there are a lot of people
Sylvania's borders.
eager to kill high elves with
Praise
the
Sigmar.
dwarves. What I totally understand. We do the same thing. Yeah, I would like to have the income building as well. I wanted to get it in Vargov. Would eat up most of it would eat up most of my income. Best don't do that much income. Would have needed like Drakenov, but for now we will chill. How are the dwarves doing? They kinda like us, kinda don't. I mean, we are undead, so they don't like undead, and we're raising the dead, so that's the worst thing. In a way, we are chaos mutation,
Isabella von Carstein.
to be technically, yeah. So von Carstein is getting pissed. So we are missing 3 units, yeah, because we have sent out
Undeath Ascendant.
vampires
The
out
Empire.
there. So I will call them back.
Join me for dinner.
And do I want to? Yeah, we will go for the Vargo. So if Avalon takes over all of Stilland, we will be after that, because then we would have like one single enemy to our west that we can conquer, and that would make a lot of sense. We will let the orcs deal with the dwarves,
Darkness comes.
and I think
Darkness comes. I'll take Sigmar's throne.
so. Diplomatically, he is like the opportunist and the schemer, so constantly plots to break friendships and make others question their alliance, and prefer to striking at undefending lands whenever the opportunity arises.
Who wishes the red
So-
kiss?
And I mean, he...
Descendant of Batory.
Oh, I don't have that. That's something I don't like. Don't show it if I'm still missing an additional building. I was confused the whole time. Unnecessarily. More dire wolves. Weak against armor, very fast away and get deployment.
As you
Yeah, let's
say.
take an additional unit.
Expand Sylvania's borders. So be it.
So if that's true, and if for him
My thralls, track
that
ahead.
this looks like yeah, although he would be right, I couldn't defend that for now, because if he attacks that directly, couldn't do that much. He's recruiting his second army, so I think that I have I will have to take care of Manfred. Avaland and the Border Princes have made peace. Steerland are now at war with Wissenland as well as Avaland. So Wissenland? English? Yeah, I think. Call it Wissenland. What is going on with them? Oh well. I thirst. In battle, eliminate belong to any of the following following enemies of the vampire camp. Our kin requests that we get glittering scales, but have to take care of.
For the wisdom of Valea.
How many regions do they have?
It is time.
Oh, like one.
All right.
So we could take Karakadrin and wasn't that a mission? Objectives. I don't get it. There. Ah, mission failed. Yeah, well, our kin. Yeah, we've leveled. That's nice. Armor piercing Felbat. So I think that for now I will. I will go for the Gaze of Nagash. Good from high angles, although I could skill that when I have the health steed, that would make more sense. So I will upgrade the Vargeist an additional time. I mean, I have 2 of them. That's something now I have to finish this episode, but there's something that I want to mention because I would be happy to see that. So for the new races, we have a new way. This the are they called army skills? Yeah, battle skills, character skills, battle skills, campaign skills. So campaign skills are mostly untouched. Like if you're shifted, and like every race has different variations of this down here. Most of them have the replenishment later, which I really like because I think that it's quite powerful in the early game. You could give it to certain units like Skaven and vampires. That makes sense and make them like annoying enemies. But the other thing is that for most, they have changed the Lord and not their skill tree. So the battle skills are for every Lord, no matter which one you take, like the same, like Lord Scroll. Let's take the Skaven, Lord Scroll, the Grey Seer, Warlord have the same battle skills. In Warhammer 1 they've changed them up quite a lot. Sometimes for good, sometimes for worst. My personal opinion. And yeah, I would like to see them return, like give us trees for every kind of unit. I think that was like something normal early on, like with the normal heroes like Vlad and maybe even Kemla and so. Maybe they will do that with the additional heroes they add. I mean, those units wouldn't be like mentioned here. Like, let's take for instance the High Elves, or I haven't played High Elves yet. So let's take Lizardman, you have all of those skills here, and you have the thing that I would like to see as well, the 1 point skills over here, which are, what do they do? Yeah, they give you like extremely good bonuses if the unit is above rank 7, so quite nice. And yeah, but if we keep with the one with the lizardman, now every lizardman has the normal one, and then you will add like Tenach 1. Tenach 1 has bonuses to skinks, and you will give him like, you would say, yeah, Tenach 1 is meant to play with mostly skinks, so you give him like not only 1 bonus skill for skinks, but an additional one that gives them like additional melee defense, melee attack, maybe even armor, like making them be slightly less powerful than Saurus warriors, and then giving him one that gives bonuses to the salamanders and the needle throwing things, something like that. But now I hope you enjoyed my Vampires campaign. Thank you for watching. See you in the next part.